your self-control is being tested. If, let's say, for example, you're wanting to eat something but you're in intermittent fasting, you have to stop that. You have to control yourself. Yes, you can't achieve anything without self-control, without self-discipline. So your self-control and your ability to control yourself is being a big help for you to achieve a certain goal. Maybe fitness, maybe fitness or diet or your intermittent fasting journey, or it could be anything, like literally. You can't see a single successful person that doesn't have any discipline, that doesn't have any self-control. That's one of the things that they master first. And goals cannot be achieved without discipline. And no matter how many goals you state for yourself, if you don't have discipline, you can't achieve anything. You can't achieve fitness. You can't achieve, your diet. You can't lose weight if you don't have discipline. You don't have self-control. You can't lose weight. Trust me. Oh, hi guys. This is Hayley and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing to you my experience in losing weight by doing intermittent fasting, or how intermittent fasting helped me lose weight, or how it works, and what are the intermittent fasting methods. I have some questions here that I will be answering all throughout the video. And first we have, what are the benefits of intermittent fasting, and how much weight can you lose using intermittent fasting, and what should I eat during intermittent fasting to lose weight, and how do I know if intermittent fasting is working, and what are the ways or methods of intermittent fasting, and lastly, what to do during fasting. So we'll be answering the questions as we go along, but before we do that, please subscribe to my channel right now and hit that like button, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you won't miss any of my video. Now first, let's define what's intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting refers to eating plans that alternate between fasting and eating periods. And intermittent fasting is a form of time-restricting way of eating, which involves consuming food during 8-hour window or avoiding it, or fasting for the rest of the day. Now, let me emphasize this, that an intermittent fasting is not a meal plan. It is an eating schedule. The goal of intermittent fasting is to starve the body long enough to trigger fat burning, which is essential for weight loss. Now, this might not work for everyone, but research shows that some people are using this method to lose weight. And yes, I am the living proof that I lose weight for doing intermittent fasting. But for me, personally, it did help me lose weight, lose body fat. And you can see it on the thumbnail, right? They can compare the two pictures that are so different. I lose so much fat right now. I was so bloated before, and I have like literally a bloated stomach. But my body goal right now, or at this moment, is to lower my body fat, because I still have some fat to burn, guys. And like probably around 20%, or maybe, yeah, lower than 20%. But really 18 or 15, but 15, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll get to that point later soon, but that's, as of now. And also, going back to the intermittent fasting, so during the period of fasting, that's the time that your body burns fat. Now, science has proven that giving your body more time to digest food can be more effective for weight loss than just like creating a calorie deficit. Now, the main concept of this diet is to not drastically change the products that you are eating, or but the exact timing of eating them. So what are the benefits of intermittent fasting? Now, the benefits of intermittent fasting include lowering insulin levels. Now, if you're a diabetic, you know what I'm talking about. Reducing inflammation, helps low blood pressure and cholesterol, and it prevents diabetes. And it improves brain health and weight loss. While intermittent fasting is not a cure-all, and the database is based mainly on the scientific trials focused, but many people agree that intermittent fasting does wonders. And many people say that it can ease depression and increase vitality. It can help us improve memory. It can help remove damaged brain cells and generate new ones. And it can help reduce attachment to emotional and psychological luggage. And I absolutely love intermittent fasting because I have found them physically healing, emotionally cleansing, and is spiritually uplifting. As the body experiences a shift in its attachment to food, the mind and heart experience something similar in relation to their attachment to ideas, feelings, people, and experiences. So I love intermittent fasting because it gives you the discipline of restricting your food intake and eating on a certain time only, which will test your self-control and discipline, right? And it helps you prevent from binge eating, and it will help you deassociate yourself from the attachment to food. Now, next question is, how much weight can you lose using intermittent fasting? Now, to answer the question, a systematic review of 40 studies found that intermittent fasting was effective for weight loss, with a typical loss of 7 to 11 pounds over 10 weeks. That's about 2 months and 2 weeks. So that's 7 to 11 pounds. But I guess it would depend, but we'll talk about that later. Now, what should I eat during intermittent fasting to lose weight? This is very important, guys. If you're in an intermittent fasting, it's important to eat high nutrients dense food. You must eat high fiber foods such as nuts, beans, fruits, and vegetables, and high protein food as well, such as meat, fish, tofu, nuts, chicken, during your eating windows. So you have to drink a lot of water as well, because people tend to think that they're hungry, but in reality, they're just thirsty. Because that doesn't mean that you're in intermittent fasting, you have to eat anything like unhealthy foods, processed foods. No, that's not how it is. That's not how it works. Still, the idea of eating healthy, living healthy is there. Like, you have to eat this healthy food. That's it. What I normally eat is that I eat chicken or eggs, because I don't eat pork. Or I eat pork, but it's literally like rare. I don't eat pork, guys, or either beef, because I don't like the taste. But I eat pork sometimes, probably lechon, but it's just occasionally, probably if there's a birthday or celebration or something. And I don't like the smell and taste of the beef. Like, even since I was young, I don't like eating that meat at all. And I only eat chicken and eggs as my source of protein. But now, when it comes to my fiber, I eat overnight oats with mangoes or bananas, but it all depends. I put like a low-fat milk, and I cook eggplants as well, like a tortang talong. And when I cook chicken, sometimes I put like vegetables or potatoes. So I don't eat rice. I barely eat rice as well. Like, I'm a low-carb diet. My source of carbohydrates is probably wheat bread. That's it. But yes, that's it. So my ultimate snack as well is black coffee, or sometimes I make iced coffee with low-fat milk. It depends, right? So, moving on to the next question. How do I know if intermittent fasting is working? Because intermittent fasting, guys, is a unique system of addressing weight loss and energy production. And there are few ways to tell when intermittent fasting starts to work. Now, this is from my personal experience. First is, you're not hungry. As what I've said earlier, that as the body experiences a shift in its attachment to food, it helps you prevent from binge eating. It will help you dissociate yourself from your attachment to food, and you don't feel hungry at all. And you don't feel hungry like every time. I don't know, I can't explain, but that's how it is. You don't feel hungry. Like, I promise you, if you are used to do intermittent fasting for several months already or weeks, you can feel the changes in your body. Like, you're not attached to food. You don't feel the need of eating or something like that. Like, promise. And also the second is your body fat percentage is going down. Yes, this is true. This is where you see your body is slowly changing and you're losing fat. You look smaller, your stomach is getting flatter. That's your indication that your body fat percentage is going down. That's how I lose weight. I can physically see the changes in my body before. So that's how I lose weight. I can physically see the changes in my body. Like, before, I used to wear medium clothes, but right now I'm wearing extra small. This is extra small already. So it's honestly a big change for me. It's drastically, yeah, it's a huge change, and I can't believe that it did happen. Like, I was so down before when I gained weight. I'm beating myself up all the time. Like, my self-esteem is really affected, my self-confidence. But right now, I feel good about myself already. Next is it can improve bloating or bowel movements, and next is it can help increase your energy levels, and it can decrease your sugar cravings. Yes, this literally resonates for me because I'm not fond of eating sweets or like sugary whatever, and I don't even buy chocolates during my groceries. Like, my only snack is coffee or iced coffee with low fat milk, or sometimes I buy latte from Starbucks, sometimes, not all the time. So as with any eating regimen, it's important to consume highly nutritious foods while you're on intermittent fasting. Yes, it's very, very important, guys. Fruits and vegetables are typically packed with vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients and fiber. So phytonutrients means plant nutrients. Now, moving on to the last part of this video, I'm going to be sharing to you the ways to do intermittent fasting. So there are many ways of intermittent fasting. The methods vary in the number of fast days and calorie allowances. Now, intermittent fasting involves entirely or partially abstaining from eating for a set of time before eating regularly again. Now, some studies suggest that this way of eating may offer benefits such as fat loss, better health, or increased longevity. Proponents claim that an intermittent fasting program is easier to maintain than traditional calorie-controlled diets. But each person's experience of intermittent fasting is individual, and different styles will suit different people. So technically, it's not gonna be the same as my result. So each person's experience of intermittent fasting is individual, and then different styles will suit different people. Now, these are the most popular types of intermittent fasting and provide tips on how to maintain this type of diet. Now, these are various methods of intermittent fasting, and people will prefer different styles. So first, we have fast for 12 hours a day. The rule of this diet are so simple. A person needs to decide on and adhere to a 12-hour fasting window every day. So this type of intermittent fasting plan may be a good option for beginners. So this is because the fasting window is relatively small. Much of the fasting occurs. So the easiest way to do the 12-hour fast is to include period of sleep in the fasting window. So for example, a person could choose to fast, or you can choose to fast between 7 p.m. in the evening and up until 7 o'clock in the morning next day. So you need to finish your dinner before 7 p.m. and wait until 7 o'clock in the morning or 7 a.m. to eat your breakfast, and that would be asleep for much of the time in between. So that's a 12-hour fasting. Now, second is we have fasting for 16 hours. So fasting for 16 hours a day, living an eating window of 8 hours is called the 16 to 8 method, or the lean gains diet. Now, during the 16 to 8 diet means men fast for 16 hours, and for women fast for 14 hours. Now, this type of intermittent fasting may be helpful for someone who has already tried 12-hour fast, but it did not see any benefits or difference or something like that. On this fast, people usually finish their evening meal by 8 p.m. and then skip breakfast the next day or not eating again until noon. So basically, your first meal of the day will be around 12 noon, so that's your breakfast and lunch, and you don't eat breakfast at all. So from 8 p.m. in the morning, no midnight snack until next day in the 12 noon. So that's the time that you will eat your first meal. Now, third is we have fasting for 2 days a week. 2 days a week? Fasting for 2 days a week. Yeah, what do you mean by this is people following the 5-to-2 diet. You eat standard amounts of healthful food for 5 days reduce calorie intake on other 2 days. Let me explain this. So during 2 fasting days, so basically 2 fasting days in 1 week, so that's 2 days there. So 5 days is your regular eating, and men generally consume 600 calories because they eat a lot or have a huge appetite. Compared to us, it's only 500 calories. So typically, people separate their fasting days in the week. For example, they fast on Monday and Thursday and eat normally on other days. That was not mentioned. So there should be at least one non-fasting day between fasting days. Does that make sense? Now, next is alternate day fasting. So there are several variations of alternate day fasting plan, which involves fasting every other day. Well, alternate day fasting. It's basically every other day fasting. But once you've reported alternate day fasting is effective for weight loss and heart health in both healthy and overweight adults. So alternate day fasting is quite extreme form of intermittent fasting, and it may not be suitable for beginners or those with certain medical conditions. And it may also be difficult to maintain this type of fasting in the long term. But it all depends on you guys, if how discipline and self-control you have. So something like that. It all depends on you. Now, last but not least, we have a week. No, I think this is the 5th one. I'm sorry, this is not the last. Next is a weekly 24-hour fast. So fasting completely, you want it 2 days a week, known as the Eat, Stop, Eat diet. So it involves eating no food for 24 hours at a time. And many people fast from breakfast to breakfast or lunch to lunch. And the 24-hour fast can be challenging. It may cause fatigue, headaches, or irritability. But many people find this effects because less extreme, and over time as the body adjusts to this new pattern of eating. But people may benefit from trying a 12-hour or 16-hour fast before transitioning to the 24-hour fast. And I honestly have tried this before. Like, I just sleep for 12 to 14 hours during my day off, and then I didn't eat anything because I'm not hungry. I just drink water, and I only eat the next day. And I was even chatting with my friends at that time, and she was like, "Whoa, you're not eating for 24 hours already." I was like, yeah, I'm not hungry, and it's not a big deal for me. As long as I'm not doing anything, as long as I'm not working out, so that's not a big deal for me. And it's just normal for me. Or maybe because I'm already used to it, and yeah, that's what I did before, once a week. But right now, it's not applicable to me anymore because sometimes I work out during my day off, like Saturdays and Sundays. So I really need to eat before I work out, so I have energy to perform my exercises, because eating before workout is so essential for me, so I have the energy to burn, right? I think that's the purpose of pre-workout meal, or pre-workout snack or something like that. So the next is meal skipping. So this is counterintuitive to what everyone is saying to you, that don't skip your meals. But no, skipping meals has its own benefits to your body, and it's what we call intermittent fasting. Now, for me, it's not necessary to eat all the time, because that's what's causing you to, gain weight unconsciously by binge eating. And people can decide which meals to skip according to their level of hunger and time restraints. However, it's important to eat healthful foods at each meal. It's what I said earlier. You have to eat high nutrient-dense food. Meal skipping is likely to be most successful when individuals monitor and respond to their body hunger signals. So essentially, people using this style of intermittent fasting will eat when they're hungry and skip meals when they're not. Yep, this is what I did before. I think this is how I begun with my intermittent fasting. I started with trial and error process. So I have to start this skipping meals first, and then up until I tried 16, and then 20-hour, and then yes, I went to the extreme diet, guys. This is the last one, the warrior diet, the 20-hour fast of fasting. The warrior diet, a 20-hour fasting. This is quite extreme, yes. So the warrior diet is relatively extreme form of intermittent fasting. So the warrior diet involves eating very low, usually just a few servings of raw fruit and vegetables during 20-hour fasting window, and then eating one large meal at night. The eating window is usually around 4 hours. Yes, so this form of fasting may be best for people who have tried other forms of intermittent fasting already. So this is what I'm actually doing. So I only eat like 4 hours period. So before I work out, probably an hour or 30 minutes. Once I'm done, I took a bath and then I go to the gym so I can work out. And then after I work out, I eat. So that's the only period that I consume food. But my snacks are coffee, black coffee, or either coffee with milk, like a low-fat milk. So it's basically an iced coffee, but it depends on my mood. Sometimes if I feel hungry, I just eat like banana or what is that? And boiled egg. Yes, but I do have cheat days, guys. Like I'm doing 20-hour fasting probably 5 times a week, and then Sundays and Saturdays I do not follow my diet, so that's where I like eat something for myself, probably like let's say a cheat day, like I'm eating ice cream or something like I wanted to eat for that day. So I'm not encouraging you or discouraging you to do intermittent fasting. I'm just like sharing my personal experience. Maybe this can help you, but it all depends on you if you will follow it or if you will take those advice, or if you will try it yourself. Yes, you can, of course. But intermittent fasting is just like mind over matter for me, or should I say it's more on self-control or self-discipline. Discipline is one of the most important personality traits in everyone's life. Do you agree with me? Because for me, yes, it refers to a set of rules and regulations which are to be followed while undergoing any task or activity like this one. I call it, what I consider activity. Now, it's a way of being honest as well, being hardworking, motivated, even if no one is watching, and encouraged while doing any task. And also, self-control. Well, self-control as an aspect of inhibitory control is the ability to regulate one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in the face of temptations and impulses. So this, your self-control is being tested. For let's say, for example, you're wanting to eat something, but you're in intermittent fasting, you have to stop that. You have to control yourself. So yeah, self-control is an executive function. It is a cognitive process that is necessary for regulating one's behavior in order to achieve specific goal. Yes, you can't achieve anything without self-control, without self-discipline. So your self-control and your ability to control yourself is a big help for you to achieve a certain goal. Maybe fitness, your fitness, maybe fitness or diet, or your intermittent fasting journey, or it could be anything, like literally. These two aspects are very essential in our lives, and without discipline and self-control, you can achieve success. You can't see a single successful person that doesn't have any discipline, that doesn't have any self-control. That's one of the things that they master first. And goals cannot be achieved without discipline. And no matter how many goals you state for yourself, if you don't have discipline, you can't achieve anything. You can't achieve fitness. You can't achieve, your diet. You can't lose weight if you don't have discipline. You don't have self-control. You can't lose weight. Trust me. That's part of it. You think that it's just like the diet and all of this stuff. No, everything is all in your mind. You have to condition your mind. That's it. And remember your New Year's resolutions. Where are they right now? You want to lose weight. You want to exercise. Where are they? Right? So it's the beginning, because you set your goals for yourself, but in reality, you don't have discipline. That's what happened. And why discipline and self-control is important? Self-discipline allows you to stay focused on your goals. It enables you to stay in control of yourself and your reaction to any given situation. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger you become. And that's for today's video, guys. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something from it. And please give me a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And see you next time in the next video.